Welcome everyone to the House of More Politics. I'm super excited about tonight. This is I just set up my YouTube channel, so go to YouTube, the House of More Politics. Take a look at some of the other videos, comment, post, subscribe, and so let's get this ball rolling. But today I want to talk about broker conventions and why we may need a broker convention for the Republican Party. But first, you got to understand something. What's going on right now? We've just had Super Tuesday, and we've had a lot of different votes. Iowa, South Carolina, New Hampshire. We've had all these different votes, but this is just party politics right now. These are the parties, the Republican Party and the Democrat Party, choosing someone to nominate for the presidency. There's nothing in the Constitution that says we have to have parties. There's nothing in the Constitution that says we have to have these votes. These are just what the parties are doing prior to the time comes for them to nominate someone for president. But it's still paramount that we get out and we vote for these guys, because we don't want to wait until the general election to vote for someone who we had no time to vet and look into and see if this person can really lead this country. So that's what's going on. But let's just talk about broker conventions. All right. The Republican Party, Donald Trump is killing everybody. Well, maybe not today. He's losing to Ted Cruz today, but he has most of the delegates right now, and he's won a lot of states. But he has not won a majority. And because of that, if no one has a majority by the time of the Republican National Convention, then they may have to go into what is called a broker convention, where the delegates get together and find out, okay, we need to see which one of these guys can lead us to the presidency. They have to have 50 plus 1. And right now, it's splintered at I think Donald Trump has 42% of the vote, and Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio is splitting 30% amongst themselves, respectively. So that may lead to a broker convention. All right, so let's go into. So I've explained what broker conventions are. The Democrats had a broker convention in 1924 during the Prohibition era. They had 103 ballots. That's when they nominated someone on the 103rd ballot. But out of 102 ballots, they had Alfred E. Smith, who was former governor of New York. He was on the ticket. He was against prohibition. They called those guys the Wets. They wanted the alcohol. They wanted the free flow of commerce. They wanted the tax revenue from alcohol. So he was considered a wet. William McAdoo, he was for prohibition. So they considered him a dry. He was a dry person. I myself am a teetotaler. Look that up. That means capital T total. I've never had a beverage. But I wouldn't call myself a teetotaler right now. It's just that back then, that's what they called those guys who've never had alcohol. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, you also had John W. Davis. And he was kind of like the compromise candidate who got the nomination. And he went on to lose, but he was the compromise candidate in that 1924 election. It was brokered. In 1952, which is the most recent, the Democrats had Adlai Stevenson at his broker convention. And 1948, you had the Republicans. Thomas E. Dewey was the guy that won that broker convention. So the only person to actually ever win a broker convention was Franklin Delano Roosevelt for the Democrats in 1932. And I saw a documentary. If you ever get a chance, look at the documentary "The Roosevelts" by Ken Burns. That's a good one. It's a very good documentary, and it talks about the broker convention and how he got his delegates to win. It's a really good documentary. So right now, Trump, at the time of this video taping, now I'm not talking about what's going on right now with the Saturday voting right now, but right now Trump has 329 delegates, Cruz has 231, and Rubio has 110. So if for any reason these guys do not get 50 plus 1 by June, and we got a lot more states to go. But if someone doesn't get 50 plus 1 by that time, they may have to go into a broker convention, and that's the kicker, because if Donald Trump has the groundswell and support that he has now going into that convention, and he doesn't get the nomination, now he may have a lot of delegates, but if he don't have the majority, Donald Trump got to go into that convention and convince delegates to come to his side so he can get that 50 plus 1 majority. If not, then there's going to be a lot of backroom deals. There's going to be a lot of people angry. They don't want that to happen. The Republicans do not want that to happen, because if they do, that's going to show a fractured party. Now, come on, let's be honest. The Republican Party has been fractured in this election, and thank you, Tea Party. Thank you, right wing conservative talk shows. Thank you, Rush Limbaugh. Thank you, Sean Hannity. Thank you, even that guy. Can't remember his name right now, but oh well. But thank you to him too. But those guys who are right-leaning conservative, far right-leaning conservative principles, and hey, you're not conservative enough. You're not conservative enough. These are the people that Donald Trump is getting. And if he don't get the nomination, he may splinter off and take his votes with him. And that's when you get a Democrat in the White House. It happened in 92. Well, not the broker convention, but it happened in 92 when Ross Perot ran. And hey, thank you to him, because we got Bill Clinton. It happened in 2000. When Ralph Nader split the Democrat vote, and thank you to him, because we got George W. Bush. So splitting the party can happen, and it can be devastating to the party and to the nation. So we got to be careful, and the Republicans have to be careful, because listen to what Donald Trump says. They had these guys sign pledges that they won't run as a third party candidate. They won't run. They signed these pledges. Donald Trump came out and made an announcement that he wouldn't run as a third party. But listen to what he says. He keeps saying, "I'm not being treated fairly. I'm not being treated fairly. I won't run, but I'm not being treated fairly." And for whatever reason, even if he don't have enough delegates, if someone else run as president, Donald Trump is going to take his supporters and start his own run, his own party, and run on a separate ticket. That's going to split the Republican Party. It's going to split their vote, and we're going to get a Democrat in the White House. So the Republican Party need to be careful, because that is a possibility. Now, at the same time, the Democrats have to be careful too, because there's a billionaire out there. I think his name is Bloomberg, former New York City mayor. He is tinkering on whether or not he should run as a third party candidate, and he may split the Democrat ticket. But right now we're talking about broker conventions. The Republican Party don't want to have a broker convention. They just don't. So keep your ears glued to the news. Keep your eyes glued to the TV. Keep your eyes and ears glued to this station, and just get ready, because it's going to get exciting. All right. So again, hey, welcome to the House of More Politics. Leave some comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll be happy to do so. All right. All right, guys. Until then, peace.